verses 11 to 22. And we understand, don't we, the impact that division can have on making us be effective disciples for Christ. So I'm going to ask you a few questions here. Have you ever felt alienated? Yeah. Have you been out of the loop? That one that's never included. You may not have been in the it crowd. Did you have one of those at school? The popular kids. I was never in the popular. I was with the geeks, and I'm happy to be a geek. There was always that it crowd, wasn't there? The popular kids. Or maybe you're at work and you've never been noticed for the extra things you do. Yeah. You may know some of the reasons, the choices that were made. You may not know the reasons why, just for some reason you're just not in those circles. And that's okay. We don't sometimes know why we're not included. It may be different circumstances, it may be historical choices, etc. Again, it may be just the football team that you decide to support that week. But how do you feel in those moments? You think back to an occasion. Do you feel resentful? Do you feel upset? Do you feel angry? Or are you just unaware of the whole thing, just cruising through life, not really aware of what's going on? Well, imagine being generations of being separate, as being identified as the other. And this is what we're reading in Ephesians 2. Those made separate by our human traditions. And in this case, they mention circumcision, a custom that was prominent in the Jewish tradition, and it highlights the customs that are separate from the Gentiles.
Jesus speak to me. Jesus speak to me about who I am, changing me. Call me to be where I need to be. Who am I in this world? Do I stand for what Jesus was?
To pass comment on others, oh, they're not doing that. Well, I've told them 3 times and they're still not doing that. And yet in doing so, in doing those little comments that maybe you're just saying to your mate or saying to somebody else, you're rebuilding those, you're putting those bricks back in that provides us from being useful to God. It prevents us, because you know, have you ever tried to get over a wall? I mean, even a little wall now. I mean, I can't get over that wall at the front. But imagine being a wall up here. It takes a lot more effort to bring it down. So you may be able to picture people on the opposite side of culture wars. You might be able to picture someone in your mind who makes your life unbearable at work, or maybe you had a bully at school. I mean, most of us have had an enemy at some point in our lives. I mean, enemy is quite a strong word, you know, it's not like some kind of superhero thing, but we've all had somebody, don't we, you just go, oh no, not them again. Our actions may mean that actually in that reaction, we're not living up to the holy temple image that Christ calls us to. And it's hard, isn't it? Because when we're hurt, we want to defend ourselves. We want to prevent that hurt from happening again. Yet Jesus doesn't call us to retaliate, to build a bigger wall, a stronger wall. He calls us to peace. He's broken down that division to enable peace to reign. So we need to action it. And that seems quite hard to understand when we see on the news the fighting that's continuing in the Middle East, in Ukraine, when we see people being killed or dying from the politics of other people. And it seems quite hard to picture when churches are squabbling over trivial customs or traditions, and when sometimes even in our own church we act in a way that is not pleasing to God, arguing over he said this or she said that, and sometimes we turn away people that just want to come and worship the Lord in the way that we present ourselves. We need to unpack this passage to see what we can learn and reflect it in our own lives. And the message is quite simple. The gospel of Jesus celebrates unity. You take nothing away this morning. It celebrates we are stronger together than we are divided. The gospel message of Paul says, is strong enough to tear down these constructed barriers that we place in our practices, and instead brings together a people of peace, working to share the good news of the saving love of Christ. Separation comes when we try to control this under our own terms. Do you agree with that? Yeah. Actually, sometimes we've got a simple message, but we make it so complicated, don't we? Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that.
As a clay to mold me to be your vase. Jesus speak to me. Jesus speak to me.
If we consider that the Father is the head of the family, we will do things that want to please him. We do things that frustrate him. I can guarantee we've all done that. But actually, we need sometimes to remind ourselves of our roots. And the Lord does bring those reminders to us, doesn't he? Because families grow. Families adopt. Families share love and have a duty towards one another. And the Apostle Paul uses the phrase Commonwealth of Israel as a metaphor, signifying that the Gentiles and the Jews are now one family on the basis of Christ's blood, who sacrificed his life for the entire human family. Jesus didn't just come for the chosen, he came for all. And God created all, and therefore everyone has the option to come back in the family, regardless of what's happened. Now, that does not mean watering down our message, but actually, on the contrary, it means living out what we believe and being the example. And in this instance, we might even pray for our enemies. We may pray for those who are intent on building up those divisions. Because many seek to live a life of privilege, of self-supporting nourishment, the earthly treasures that will eventually perish. But Jesus came for more. He wants you to live a life to the full, not by the world's standards, but by unity in peace. And this should be our mission, because like the Christ who came, this is what he came for. To understand, we need to build this holy temple together with Christ underpinning it all. And whilst this may seem hard under certain circumstances that we live through, we see on our screens, don't we, that peace is sometimes a very distant prize. But one commentator says this: the call of God on the church is summed up in one word: love. Love transcends everything in the world, and as such the church should embody the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I want you to consider this morning some of the walls that you have faced, some of the divisions that have maybe distracted you from achieving this peace which is available through Christ. And I want to encourage you to be united with each other. Let us step away from the things that divide us and come back to our reason for worship and our purpose, to love our family and to love God. So as we respond to God's word this morning, let us come together united. Let us come together in prayer. Let us come together in support of one another and ask for help. Let us pick each other up, because there is strength in unity. We're going to sing.